Let's get these lights on. And I'm going to set this up here. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. And I've done some videos of going over this stuff, but I just figured it'd be pretty cool to just do a video here and kind of show how I go about doing this type of practice and how you can do it too, and hopefully be able to apply it. And I've got a ton of videos. I switched out the snare here, the classic maple. Sitting here, typically I will have this Hot Rod Black Beauty there, but it's nice to change it up sometimes here, as much as I love that Black Beauty snare. So cool. Go ahead and just talk about it then. So I talk about mixed subdivisions a lot here on YouTube, and hopefully I did not mute that, dude. Please tell me. Yeah, so I talk about mixed subdivisions a lot on YouTube, and it's one of the things that I practice really a lot. Now let me turn on my mixer here. We're not hooked up to the mixer, so all the sounds just coming through the phone, unfortunately. But fortunately for us, over the past few years, Apple and Android and all these companies make phones have gotten better with being able to record drums and it not sound like garbage. So I'm just going to go ahead and I talk about mixed subdivisions, and once again, that could be anything like like triplet, like we know triplets to eighth notes. We're mixing those subdivisions up because typically, when you first start learning drums, I always talk about it, but you may learn quarter and eighth notes. And then from there, you kind of delve into, oh, well, triplets are there too. And then you start listening to music and you hear it over, the course of several decades where bands, will do fills where they're like a little bit of both. And it's like, oh, well, that's cool, and that's all they're doing is mixing subdivisions. So I talk about that a lot here. And I just am going to go over right now. I hooked my mixer to my computer. I'm going to pull up. I have a lot of tabs open right now. I'm just going to pull up a metronome here at like 120 beats per minute. And I'm going to show you kind of what I do. I'll spend a few minutes, maybe doing 8th and 16th note subdivisions, and then switch it over to like triplets, whether it's 8th or triplets, 8th or 16th note triplets. And so I'm just going to play this metronome here. So, what's up? Hey, everybody. So, we're just doing it. and that's where I'll slow the metronome down a little bit. And I'm doing this pattern where I went from like 16th notes, you know, to the triplets, where it's like we're doing the 16th notes, triplets. Sticking pattern. So it's like starts out with right, right, left, left, kick, kick. I'll take it around the kit. And then I'll start changing up the sticking where it's like, okay, well, let's switch it up. Left, left, right. And then from there, doing those inverted paradiddles where it's like left, right, right, left. Even though it is, you're at a not as fast of a speed, left, right, right, left, kick, kick, between like the ride bell, it's pretty cool where it's like, and then you could go left, right, 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 kick, kick. And so from there, I feel like there's a lot of cool things that you can come up with just based off this kind of sticking pattern alone, where you start thinking about, hey, what can I do there besides just right there, I wasn't like, they weren't intermingling like the subdivisions. I started off doing the 16th note bass ones, and then I went over to the triplet ones. And so, what's up? Hey, everybody, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, so that way you're notified every single time I go live here on YouTube. And I try to weekly. I'm working on a video right now. It will be up this week. So with those mixed subdivisions, I'll start the metronome back up. So I went, where it was like the 16th notes, obviously adding different stickings in there, doubles, the linear. But then I switched and did like triplets. But what's cool is like mixing subdivisions, as I talked about at the very beginning of this video. It could be like, I'll just do like a few patterns and kind of come up with some cool stuff based off that just idea alone. stuff like that. And I just started off at 120 beats per minute, but like slowing that down even, and like getting like comfortable with just switching between. Switching that up with, as I keep saying it in this video, just doing right, lefts, left, rights, taking away those notes, adding in the linear, you know, where you're putting that kick drum there. And yeah, but in the description below also, while you're here, if you're trying to get better with drums, you're stuck maybe you would just want to get faster, or you want to find more motivation for discipline. Or you know, you're struggling with creativity, maybe you feel like you're playing the same thing behind the drums. In the description below, book a lesson with me. I'd love to help you out behind the drums. I also have a bunch of different courses, whether it's getting your weaker hand faster and up to par with your dominant as far as drumming goes, and if you're looking for linear stuff or getting better with rudiments, I can help you out. Those are in the description below as well. But also June 6th, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Arena Park. My band, Poetry on Fire, we're playing with Saliva. So that would, if you are in the area, in the description below, you can get tickets to that event. It is June 6th at the Cape Girardeau, Missouri Arena building. So check that out. A lot of good bands playing there. But concept that I was just doing, I mean, like where I was kind of trading off between 16ths and triplets, or you know, however you want to count that, mixing the subdivisions, regular eighth notes with eighth note triplets, you know, eighth notes with, you know, 16th note triplets, whatever. You're mixing the subdivisions. You can apply that to beats as well. As I was doing that, I was just kind of doing some like things around the drums, and really practicing this way has like kind of helped me as far as like, I used to be terrified of like solos, and if anybody's like, oh, do a drum solo, I'd be like, man, no, that's not happening. And exercises like this has made it really comfortable for me in terms of just being like, okay, dude, I could do a little something, you know, I could give a little bit of solo. I got a little bit of solo in me, and so you can apply the same stuff to doing like just beats, you know, whatever you want to call it, between the hi-hat and the snare. And also you could solo like this, I guess, too, but time with practices where I'm doing the same thing on the toms, like as I did at the beginning a little bit ago, and just trade off between the hi-hat and the snare. And the title of this video, I'm mentioning like, oh, you don't have a lot of time to practice, do this with the little amount of time that you may have to practice drums. And I'm not like, this isn't clickbait. If you do this stuff like, and you can start it out just doing it as I mentioned, start changing the sticking, right, left, right, right, left, right, kick, adding in linear. If you practice this, just as I did, like if you don't have a lot of time and you really like stick to getting used to just playing those different notes, and you got to spend some time there, and you may have to spend several hours just doing right there. I'm just going, between leading with my right and leading with my left. Practice that, and do that between the toms, and then start adding in the kicks, start adding in those doubles, and then even resting. Like there's all different, quarter rest, eighth rest, 16th rest, whole rest, whatever it is. And if you do that, I mean, you're going to be able to start coming up with really cool things, and that's really how I was able to do that. Like do beats like where I'm like, okay, just doing doubles and paradiddles and linear. It starts out with just alternating, but then you start, okay. Start adding that kick, start doing, adding in those doubles and then those rests, and you can really start doing some really cool stuff with that. So that was really the whole point in this video. I wanted to show just kind of what I have practiced over the last several years with those exercises like that, where I'm trading off between the 16th and the triplets, and then whether it be hi-hat, on the one, or just or if like this is the metronome, like keeping hi-hat on the upbeat. And so with this video, these things in this video, you're going to be able to apply that and see some progress just with that simple stuff. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell notification, so that way you're notified every single time that I go live here, that we upload a video. And also in the description, if you want to go to a show and see Saliva, see our band play with Saliva, June 6th, in the description below there are tickets. And also, if you need a lesson, you want to get better with drums, whatever. But also, if you're not trying to take a lesson, you're not trying to look at my courses, I have tons of free stuff here on YouTube that I think could be beneficial for you if you're trying to get better with the drums, if you're trying to find more creativity, if you're trying to find more freedom, and you just want to get past that plateau and you want to get past maybe where your hurdles are. I'd love to help you out, so check it out here on YouTube. Subscribe. But until next time, stay tuned. Lord bless you all. Have a good one.